today's video card, and I've taken one of our round sort of dies and I've used it in different ways to split it and add it around as a beautiful border. So let me show you how we've done that. Here's the dies we'll be using for today's video. The Indonesian Collection mini frames, the daisy circle, and we're using both the outside and the inside portion of this one. The sentiment comes from the Sweet Wishes clear stamp set. And we're going to be using the new Brambled Rose 8x8 embossing folder to do some embossing for our background. Okay, I think we'll start with that. So I've got a piece of coconut white card, and let me find my ruler. I'll give you a quick measurement on that. 4 1/4 by 6 1/2. We're just going to pop that into our Brambled Rose. There again, it's one of those folders that's not got a line sort of pattern to it, so no matter how you put it in there, it works just fine. I'm going to use the raspberry adapter plate on that. Oop, there we go, a little tight. If you find you have any difficulties getting that all the way through the machine, you can use the white Creative Expressions adapter plate, which is a little bit thinner, and you could just add maybe a paper shim to it. I love the emboss you get with this. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at how deep that is. It's so pretty. So what I want to do is add a bit of gilding polish to that. So I'm going to bring in our Pearl Lustre. Take the applicator, and I'm just going to add a tone-on-tone color to that. So you've got that really pretty pearly mousse to it. And it's got just, I think, a little bit of a hint of like a silverish color to it because it's got the mica in it. So it picks up the tones from the card, which are the silver and dusty rose too. There we go. Just lightly over the top of that embossing. You get such a pretty look. It's just very, very subtle, but it adds such a beautiful look to your card. Tiny bit more. It's going to mostly show down those edges since we're going to put the focal element down the center there. That should do the trick. Pop that over there, and we're just going to bring in a piece of kitchen roll to give it a light buffing, and that will dry it and shine it. There we go. I think you can see you've got a really nice luster coming off that. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to just add that to a backing of silver mirror card. So I think I'll just use a bit of Cosmic Shimmer glue for that. Put it around the edge. There we go. Get right up into those corners. Pop that down so I've got a little bit showing on both sides. Trying to keep my fingers off the mirror card. Okay, so now we're going to add a another background behind that. So I've already gone ahead and done a little bit of it. I've cut the center of the daisy circle using this piece here and this one here out of silver mirror card, and I've done it twice already, and then I've got one more that I've done. So I find it's easier when you're cutting a circle in half, you don't want to get it on there a little wonky, so I just drew some ruler lines. That's not going to show. We're going to put the piece over that so it won't even show, but I'm going to bring in the little cutting thing here to nip this one right down the center. There we go. And we can put this one in place, and I'm just going to use a bit of spray glue to get to all the detail on this one. There we go. And we'll do this one as well. Okay. Can add a tiny bit extra, just a couple of drops around the edge, just to keep it nice and secure into place. There. And I'm going to just put it so it overlaps on both sides here. So let me look at this and just get it as even as I can. That looks pretty good. We'll do the same with this one. I'll add a tiny bit extra glue up here and around the edge. Pop this one in the middle on this side. Got a tiny bit of a fingerprint there, but I think that that will be covered nicely. So bring this piece in, mounting foam on the back. I'm going to raise that so that they show out from underneath the sides there. Put that right over the top, get it lined up equally as we can. Okay, and I'm going to put that onto our base piece. I've gone ahead, done my piercing. I've used a little bit of the same sort of a dusty rose colored card and a very thin mirror card for a mat there. And that looks like it should fit right about like that between my piercing. So now I've got some more pieces. I've gone ahead and cut them. So let's bring them in. And I've done a cut already. Now rather than cutting this one directly in half, I've cut it just on the side of the daisies here. So I'll show you about where it lines up. You can see what I'm talking about. So I'm taking maybe 2/3 and 1/3 off. I'm going to do this other one. Just line the edge of those daisies up right along my cut edge there. Pop that off. So now I can make this a little larger. I'm going to use a little bit of my single-sided tape here to hold the two together. About like that. And that. And we will put a couple of pieces of mounting foam across that. And I've just noticed there's a tiny bit that still needs to be poked out right there. Just a piece. Okay. And I wanted to add just a little bit of a detail, white on white, but it still looks really nice. So I've done one of these in half. And I think I'll just use a bit of glue around the top and bottom here. We're going to lay that down just to show from underneath our cut edge. That should work. Oops. Let's see if we can get that one to stick with that. Right at the top. There we go. Put this in the middle of those two. So you'll just see it peeking out from underneath there. Okay. And the same thing, I want to add some of the circles on the inside there. Again, I've cut it at 2/3 and 1/3, so you can sort of see right there. So I'm going to bring this back in. We'll cut the second one, same way, where I'm just going to line up the edges of these daisies with the edge of my cutter. And there's a tiny little piece we can take off. There and there. And I'm going to go back to use my spray glue on these. Give them a quick shot. Pop that into place right about there. Oop, get that centered with that line, and we'll do this one as well. That should, there we go, pop down right next to that one. So you can use the smaller pieces on something else later on. Now I've done the Indonesian tag with the dusty rose and the white. Gone ahead and put some mounting foam on the back. That will sit right in the center there. And the last thing I've done is I've gone ahead and cut out my sentiment with the center of this as well. And I've done another mirror card, and I've just spread them apart a little bit. It's going to be a tiny little shadow around the edge just to tie in that same sort of color tone. Pop that right in the middle. There we go. A little bit of mounting foam on the back of that, and that will seat right in the center of where it came out of. And all you need to do to finish up this card are a few pearls along the edge, in the corners, wherever you like, and you have a beautiful, beautiful card. Pretty much done with a single circular die and just cut in different ways. So it just shows you your dies can do so much more for them if you'll let them. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video today, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have so many more videos for you there.